All right. Get out of the way. Go on, get. Mac, how you doing? What's going on, everyone? How's everybody's day? You guys ready? You ready for the weekend? I need this out of the way. I have to fold this thing up like a calzone just to have enough room to work on it. I had a pretty good day. I did. I finished the chainmail covered saddlebags, which I'm very happy about. You're ready for the weekend? Right on. I got the chainmail is connected to the saddlebags with leather lacing, leather cord, right? And I finished all of the lacing last night. And today I was able to, once the lacing was in place, because it's leather and it gets worn down going through all the layers over and over and over again, right? So there was some like areas where the black had faded or the lace had cracked. So I re-dyed everything. And then I dyed everything black again. It was already black. I just put more black to cover up the worn spots. I covered it in a sealant, and then I waxed everything, and I got all that done this morning, and I didn't make a mess, and it was all very good. So, can I like my own stream? Does that show up here? No? I got a heart here that I can click a bunch of times over on TikTok for anyone watching anywhere else. I am live on the Face app, the X app, the Purple app, the Chubiyube app, right? I am live in all those places. If you want a different perspective, I've got an overhead camera right here you can look down at. Anyway, so where was I? So I got the saddlebags done, and they're mounted to the Harley. They're good to go. Took it for a little ride around the block. I need to get an oil change, and then I don't know how much work I'm going to get done. Thank you for all the likes. I appreciate it. I don't know how much work I'm going to get done, but this summer, because I want to put some miles on the bike, and I think that's what I should do. I don't have any big trips planned, so it's just going to be a lot of local rides. I don't want to go on a long trip anytime soon. But that was my day. I got a major project finished, and I'm ready to move on to the next one, which is this Finnegans wake lag right here. For those of you that don't know, this is what I'm working on, right? It says Finnegans Wake on it. Finnegans Wake was a bar in Alexandria, Louisiana, and excuse me. I used to go there when I got back from deployment. It says Finnegans on it, and then Wake. I'm working on the W right now. That A is a little screwed up. I am going to fix that. So I started this back in like 2005, 2006, and it's taken me this long to get through it because I made every mistake you can make in making an inlay. I made. Right, so. But we're almost done. Done is going to be better than perfect. I'm going to try and make it look as good as I can, but I'm not going to obsess about, you know, could I have done it this way? I'm just going to get it done and then call it a day, right? So I don't need that. For anyone who is just joining us, my name's Sean. I run mailworks.com. I design and sell chainmail themed apparel and accessories over at my website, and I make chainmail. Project finished? Awesome, yeah. Both saddlebags are done. They are on the bike, and they're good to go. So, what did I just do? It was a very large project. That portion, it's a large project in general, right? So if you haven't seen my saddlebags, about a couple videos down in my feed, just go to my profile, like the 4th video. It's right past all the pinned videos. Is the video I did of a bunch of pictures of the saddlebags, right? So it turned out very cool. I love the way it looks. I'm very happy it's done. You guys should go check it out, like it, and then come back here. You also wish metals didn't hate each other. You wish metals came in more natural colors without anodizing? Well, you got yellow, red, green if you oxidize your copper. I don't know. What else do you have? What other natural colors do you have? More yellow with gold. Gray. A lot of gray. Yeah. I'm really screwing up tonight. This is like the 3rd ring I've had to fix that I've placed in the last 5 minutes. Let's see if I can get my head in the game, figure out what's going on. So, I think we're up to date. Finnegans Wake Flag was a bar in Alexandria. I design and sell chainmail themed apparel and accessories. Uranium is brown. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate you. I'm not going to find out. It's not a metal I want to be near. Ooh, okay. All right, how is the sound? How is the music? Can you guys hear me? Can you hear the music in the background? We're not dropping any frames. I put my computer on a hard line, so we're not dropping any frames, which is good. I think it was, you know, the Wi-Fi extender wasn't cutting it. The internet through the outlet setup that I had wasn't cutting it. And I think that's just what it is, you know. Facebook land is good. Right on, right on. So, alright, so getting the saddlebags done was the highlight of my day. Second highlight of my day is I got a box of rings in. It's okay twitching out for less than a second every 15 to 16 seconds inconsistently. The phone is on the Wi-Fi extender, so there may be nothing I can do about that. If you want that to change, I recommend giving me a follow so that I can hit 10,000 followers. Like, share, comment on the stream to get me out on the FYP. The sooner we get, we're at 9,200 followers or something like that, real close to that. And the sooner I get to 10,000, the sooner I get a stream key, and the sooner we can put the TikTok stream on with all the other platforms that I stream to. It's survivable to you. You already follow. I appreciate you. Thank you for the follow. Thank you for the share. Appreciate you guys. So, that's our goal. Get to 10,000 followers. Just for a stream key. It's not the only, yes, I would love to have 10,000 followers. But like, I've got a pretty good group that comes in, says hi, hangs out for a little bit. I've got a couple people in the Discord that post their stuff and they interact and whatnot. So, like, I would love to be, someone with millions of followers, right? But I make chainmail and I'm, a 6 on a good day. So, and I'm old. So millions of followers one day. I just, let's get to 10,000 so I can make the stream a little bit more accessible for all of the people who already hang out with me. Oh, speaking of... Thanks, Jay. Speaking of, you have another little trinket to share in there? Right on, right on. Yeah, what I posted? I posted the pictures of the motorcycle in the Discord. And, well, everywhere, essentially. It's a cool piece. So the motorcycle project's a big project, right? It's multiple parts. And the saddlebags were probably the big first step because I had to have the saddlebags down here in the basement. They were off the bike. And the next step is the toolkit. I've got the toolkit down here. I need to get that done and back on the bike. I might just put it back on the Road King until the fall when riding season is over. I don't know what I'm going to do about that yet. And nope, that needs to be okay. That is correct. So I've done the saddlebags. They're covered in chainmail. I'm doing the toolkit. It's down here in the basement. Might go back on the bike for riding this summer. I've got a gas tank bib that I want to make out of chainmail and leather to match the saddlebags, to match my motorcycle vest. And after that, once all the chainmail and leather work is done, the front rear fenders and the side panels and my half helmet and what else? All the furniture on the motorcycle is going to get taken off and sent to someone to hydro dip all the pieces. And we're going to hydro dip them in a chainmail pattern. So I'll have a bunch of chainmail on the bike. The design of the bike is chainmail. And then after that, we'll start working on improving the performance of the motorcycle. So I've got the first phase, or the first piece of the first phase done. Does that make sense? First phase is the leather and the chainmail. Second phase is hydro dipping everything. Third phase would be improving the power. What did I just do? So, we won't get it all done this year. Hopefully, I don't know. Doing chain forks would be cool too. You mean wrapping the front forks? Is that what you're saying? I can look into that. The problem is washing it, right? So any of the lower portions of the bike, it's why I didn't cover the bottom of the saddlebags in chainmail. They're close to the ground and they get covered in crap. They're kind of protected by the exhaust pipes, but not to a large degree. So, oh, large welded chains for forks. Yeah, I've seen some forks that are like made out of twisted square stock. They're like Springer forks, but one end is rounded, the other end is square, and they heat the square bar and wiggle it back and forth and make a design. And then, you know, the circular part goes up into the Springer front end. So it was definitely pretty cool. Where am I at here? Almost there. I need to fix that. Okay. But I don't have a Springer front end. I got regular stock front Harley shocks. So I don't know how much I'll ever do to customize the frame or the front end. That maybe, you know, like stage 4 of building out a cool motorcycle, we'll look at a Springer front end or a fairing of some kind, right? But getting all the chainmail and leather on the bike, getting the chainmail print, or the chainmail print hydro dipped onto the furniture, and then increasing the power by a lot. Those would be first. And I'm not, like, I like to ride. I've been riding for a while now. But there's a difference between being able to ride and being a rider and having the knowledge about motorcycles, right? So, like, I don't even know what I could do to the bike. Does that make sense? I have no idea what my options would be. What can, you know, Harleys are, you can customize the crap out of them, right? So your floorboards, your handles, all that can get changed out. Your seat, your lights, you know, they make custom stuff for everything, and there's a huge aftermarket for all of that custom stuff, right? So what you want your bike to look like in the end is really just dependent on how much money you want to put into it, right? Now, I'm not a millionaire or anything. Hillbilly Customs, how you doing? But if I can just get the bike to a point where it's powerful, more powerful than it is now. It's not powerful, but I've had Sportsters that go faster. You're doing good? It's good. It's good. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate you. So, I want to change that. I want my Road King to go faster than the Sportster that I've owned. It's like, I thought about, well, actually, I am still thinking about taking my saddlebags and my gas tank bibs and all the stuff I plan on making and moving it over to a Road Glide with a 131 or a 135 cubic inch engine. DNTZ, how you doing? Have you done a chainmail suit yet? No. I have chainmail shirts. I have seen like an actual suit where the guy had a chainmail tie, a regular human shirt, you know, a button-down shirt, and then a chainmail suit top, which was pretty cool. Sporties were built for racing. Yeah. They're fun. I didn't appreciate how much fun they were. And I had a Sportster, a 1200 Sportster, that had a beautiful black cherry pearl paint job on it. And I sold it when I was back in Texas. So, and now I am a sad boy. But if I, yeah, had my heart set on going out and getting basically a drag bike, right? It's like my little 103 cubic inch engine, and I say little, I'm being kind of facetious. I can't do a wheelie on my bike for, you know, like at all. Much less like for prolonged periods of time. That's okay, your current bike is cool. You can't ride them, kills your back. I have a nice like old man backrest on my Road King. Or you can't ride Sporties. I can understand if you can't ride a Sportster because it kills your back. 100%. They're very versatile. But they're not what I would call comfortable. Patrick, how you doing? The Giant Jelly Cube is waiting for more rings. So you can see I got like some work to do there and there, and each side is now an ounce of rings. So it's going. I did get a bag of other rings. Hang on a second. Oh. All right, these are quite a bit larger. These rings on the cube are smaller, right? This is like forced perspective, okay? This cube here, small rings. The start of this cube here, big rings, right? And I got a big old bag full of rings here. So what I'm going to do, 3D Cube needs more food to keep growing, that's right. So I've got it started. Right? I'm going to add this bag to it. And then what I think I'm going to do is raffle it off. Once this is done. It's going to be a bit. Because not only do I have these rings on hand. How's the giant one coming? Which giant one? This giant one or the Ringception one? How you doing, Big Rich? So the Ringception one, okay. To give you some perspective, right? This is what we have done. 23 rings woven together. Then there's this bin right here, which is half full of chains ready to become rings for this Ringception cube, right? The bottom half is all rings that are free. They're not woven into anything yet, right? Some of them will become part of the cube, but most of them are extra. Then these are the blackened stainless rings that will hold everything in the Ringception cube complete. In place, rather. That's about 27,000 rings in this coffee can alone. Yeah, the Ringception one. I got 23 rings woven. I need to add the blackened stainless to these, and then I'll use the chains in here moving forward to build out the rest of the cube. then all the rings for this cube. All right, where are we at? I have been busy. I'm trying to get stuff done. Excuse me. All right. So right now, I just got done with the saddlebags. I'm going to try and finish up this Finnegans wake flag over the next little bit. And then we'll do the ringception cube and then that other cube. Nope, the sign is still right here. If anybody's looking for a custom sign for their business, check out Hillbilly Customs. It's awesome. All right. All right, goodbye, Bob. Yeah, it's bye. Come in here and tell me what I'm doing is a waste of life? Are you serious? I just had multiple projects with like 20 to 40,000 rings that I'm going to put together because I can. It's a waste of life. Oh, okay. Haters gonna hate. Whenever, if you're doing something and you don't have someone pooing on it, right? Reevaluate what you're doing, because what you're doing might not be meaningful, right? But if you have haters, you know, that lets you know that what you're doing is probably important. Most of the time. Sometimes, when everybody's hating on what you're doing, you're just being a bad person. All right. 3, 4, 1. Oh, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, lots of work to do. You know? Oh, that's okay. Let them hate, they have no life or skill. Yeah, it's like, you know, why am I doing this? To finish up all these projects that have been laying around for years that I started because I wanted to do them, and now I want them done, so why make chainmail? Because it's like the only thing I'm good at. I don't know. Where did that go? Oh, it's right there. Yeah, I made a few posts recently about haters and 2, 3, 4. This doesn't go here. You can literally just ask questions about what I'm doing and maybe find out why. But if you're like, oh, it's what a waste of time, you know? I don't have any tolerance for that, and there's 8 billion people in the world, and I don't have to tolerate any of them. Don't explain yourself to anyone but yourself. Okay, 1, 2, 3. This W's coming along. Why does anyone do anything? Why did Leonardo da Vinci paint the Mona Lisa? That's just like your opinion, man. I don't think I can recite any of the rest of the lines from that movie. I was just trying to think of one real briefly. Like, what else from... What the hell's the movie called? It's called Jeff Bridges and the Dude. Jeff Bridges plays the dude, the Big Lebowski, right? I don't I don't think there's any other line. You're right. You're out of your element, Donnie. It's the only other one I got. They're nihilists, dude. It was a nice rug, dude. Really tied the room together. I think I've only seen that movie like twice, and everything else I know from the movie is from clips on the internet. Hillbilly Customs, have a wonderful evening. Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate you. Appreciate your sign. I'll find a good home for it soon. I was scrambling to get the, what do you call it? The saddlebag project done. So now that I'm not done with that, I've cleaned up a little bit in the basement. It's a little bit more habitable down here. We've got some room to work. I think there's a space over here on the wall next to my Zelda, in between my Zelda poster and my Pirate Queen, right? They're very, like, pretty large wall art pieces. And it's a big space, though. So, but it would go okay there. I'm going to keep looking. Now you got to watch it. It's a bit of a trip, not going to lie. It's one of those movies that everyone should see once, right? If only to, like, get the reference points that, or get the references on the internet. It's like you should watch, you should watch Basketballs once. You should watch Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas once. It's like these movies that had this either cultural or effect, or were huge after release hits, right? Post release, like they flopped in the theater, but like Boondock Saints. Okay, I got a big Boondock Saints poster down here in the basement. As you walk over to this side of the basement, it's hanging on the wall right there. And that movie flopped in the theaters, but it has a huge cult following. You know. Doesn't have to become your favorite movie. You don't have to go and join the cult of dudism or the religion of dudism. That was a thing when I was a freshman in high school, which I think is around the time that movie came out. And I didn't see it till years later. And so I didn't know what was going on. Like, a bunch of kids in my high school were becoming dudists and practicing dudism, which didn't make any sense to me because I was like a rural sheltered kid. Alright. Okay. I think I got time. Before I move on too much further, I'm going to fix this A. I know I said I don't like doing that on stream, but alright. So I was thinking about... Oh, wait. I don't have half of my chat up. Idiocracy. Gatorade has what plants need. That's right, yes. Idiocracy is an excellent movie that everyone should see. Okay. We're going to fix this. I don't like the way it looks, and it's bothering me, and I haven't had time to fix it before I started streaming today. Which is fine, because I got another big project done. Except it's turning into, what, a documentary. Yeah. I mean, there have always been stupid people. I don't think that we're any worse or any better, like, intelligence-wise. I could be slightly wrong, but I don't think I am. Ooh. You know. That's another very quotable movie. Okay, so favorite fun fact about Idiocracy, right? The costume designer did not want a shoe that was like popular. She wanted, or he wanted, an ugly shoe that no one would ever wear, right? And if you go back and look at the movie Idiocracy and look at the shoes of the prisoners and all the people walking around, they're Crocs. What metal are your rings and where do you get them? Wholesale? Bree, how you doing? Okay, so these are anodized aluminum rings that I got from the Ring Lord up in Canada. If you want a variety of chainmail ring manufacturers, in my link tree is the Mailworks app, and it's available on Google and Apple. And it has a list of suppliers in there. I think there's 15 or 16 of them now. All different parts of the world. So probably one close to where you're located. So that is, if you're interested. Okay, that looks a little better. Awesome. You're a jeweler. You have wanted to get into chain. Okay. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. The Mailworks app is a free app. There is a link to my store on there. There's an artist section. There's a place to find tutorials, a place to find where other chainmail artists hang out. Bunch of stuff. And more stuff coming. We're making it more useful every day. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate you. There's also a Discord in there. You can get in there, join us. There's not a lot of people there, but there are some pretty experienced chainmail artists hanging out in there with me. And, feel free to ask your questions. Go join the other chainmail groups listed in the app. You'll learn a lot there. And yeah, I'm usually hanging out in the evenings on stream here, working on projects. I just finished up a huge project today, so I'm ecstatic. There are, if you've never made chainmail before, there are kits that are sold. It's like if you go to someone like We've Got Mail or metaldesigns.com. Sorry, having trouble thinking. They have, like, you can buy an individual kit for a Byzantine bracelet, and then or a necklace or something, and then Chainmail Joe has like a kit with multiple ring sizes. They have one in bright aluminum and one in anodized aluminum, which is what these rings are. So the kit from Chainmail Joe has like a variety of colors and a variety of rings, and the option to grab some pliers while you're in there, along with the tutorial booklet, and it comes in a pretty box. And I'm going to have one soon to share with people here on stream. Just as soon as I get my tax return. One of the things I'm going to try and remember to grab. Yeah. And now Crocs are more popular. Yep, costume designer thought that no one would ever wear those shoes because they were so ugly. And everyone wears them now. Even I have a pair. I didn't buy them, though. They actually, I don't like them. They hurt my feet. Anything with an arch support, right? Like, I have arches in my feet, but anything that, like, touches the arches of my feet, I'm done. I'm out. I can't wear it. Took me a long time to figure that out. I kept wearing arch supports and hobbling around like an old man ever since I was 30. And I could not figure out what was going on, and I went to specialty shoe stores trying to figure out what was going on. They didn't have a clue. And then, like, I was at the point where I couldn't walk around barefoot. I think I need to remove a little bit of this down here. So yeah, that's my favorite story about the movie Idiocracy. Where did I remove that ring? There it is. So anyway. Okay. Saying you prefer skate shoes, flat bottom, extra insole insert? Yeah, there you go. I could probably rock that. That's pretty much what I have now. Flat sole insert. It's like I was hobbling around. I was working as a nurse, running up and down hospital hallways on these just broken feet. And so I don't know what happened. Like, I had arch support for years. It was fine. And I know that as you get older, your arches do fall. So maybe that's what happened. I learned about that from Death of a Salesman, which is a play from a long time ago. Alright, so what's coming up next, right? We're going to work on this Finnegan wake flag for a bit. Got a lot to do. Yeah, I need to take, like, these 3 rings off. Then the big ringception cube, that's one I want to get done. I shouldn't worry about the ringception cube, right? That's actually not on the list of, well, it's halfway on the list of projects I'm supposed to be doing, right? I'm supposed to be working on projects that will use up supplies that I have laying around my basement. Stuff like this monkey fist, right? Cool little project, just kind of experimenting with rings. Uses up the rest of the brass and bronze that I have, and some of the stainless steel, right? 3 years on brick kitchen floors, Italian pizza place. Rubber mats are great, but they are not on the, they're not on the whole kitchen floor. Okay. projects like this, use up rings, make something cool, right? That's what I'm supposed to be doing. The big ringception cube used up some of my rings, but I probably had 3,000 rings, and I ordered 12,000 more. Almost. No, I had to have had more. Anyway, I ordered a lot more than what I needed. And then I ordered another 27,000 rings on top of that, right? So the ringception cube only halfway fits the bill of what I'm supposed to be doing down here in the basement, right? What are you making on the table, design-wise? Hey, Chubbs, how you doing? So this is what I'm working off of right here. It's a giant chainmail inlay. It's going to say Finnegans Wake on it. And I started it a long, long time ago, and it's been sitting around long enough that I want it done. So, been working on it off and on here in the middle of other projects. And we're getting somewhere with it. But that's the requirement, right? Use up supplies, make something cool, get it finished, and get it out of the way. I'm not supposed to be ordering 12,000 rings, 27,000 rings to add to the number of rings that I have in the basement, right? This is European 6-in-1. How was my day? My day was great, Chubbs. I just finished a huge project earlier today, and I can't be more excited that it's done, right? The first step of the first phase of my motorcycle project just got done. I put chainmail over the top of my saddlebags, and it looks really good. So I'm very happy. So, mech, I wish that this was 4-in-1. I wish that I had used 18 gauge 5/32 rings, but back when I started this, I was still kind of in this phase where for some reason I thought European 6-in-1 was superior to European 4-in-1 for some reason. And what has happened is that I made a lot of stuff out of European 6-in-1 that I could have just used European 4-in-1, and I did a lot of extra work. I would have been done with this by now. Do I have pictures? Yeah, Chubbs, if you go, I don't have any pictures on my computer that I could show you, or my phone or anything. If you go a couple videos back on my profile, like right after the pinned ones, is the video of the pictures that I took of the saddlebag. There's like 2 videos. If you want to go check that out and then come back and hang out. So I don't recommend making inlays out of European 6-in-1. It was just a mistake that I made when I was first began making inlays. Hopefully it'll be the last one. I don't want to make any more European 6-in-1 inlays after this. The problem with a 6-in-1 inlay is that it takes a ton of work to match like all the little pixelations, right? So whereas an inlay made with European 4-in-1 out of 18 gauge 5/32 rings, each ring is like 1 pixel, right? With this, it's like they're 1.5 pixels, 2 pixels, depending on, are you going lengthwise, are you going vertical? And it is an arduous process. So I recommend European 4-in-1 for the modern chainmail man. Where am I at here? That kind of looks better. I like it. I like it a lot. So, oh. So a lot of the projects in the basement are me cleaning up my mistakes from a long time ago. I think I need to thin this out a little bit, but we'll look at this some more. I like how this looks now better than I did a minute ago. So we're going to keep it as is, but I think, excuse me, I'll probably decide to thin this out. So we'll see. I want to see if we can't get going on this W over here. Is this all green in here? It is. All green down to where? All right. So, all right, outside of the big projects I mentioned, the Finnegans Wake Flag, the Ringception Cube, the Motorcycle Project, I've got 20 bracelets that I have to make, and 40 necklaces or so. Those don't have a timeline on them or anything. It's not urgent that I do it. I just got like 40 pendants that I need to use up, right? Thanks for the follow. Appreciate you. I did. What did I write down? I've got my list of projects that I want to get started with once I get all these done. Earlier we were talking about the chainmail quilt project. Not earlier today, but earlier, like a couple streams ago. So I want to make a quilt square. I don't know what I'm going to do for it. But I have, like, it'll be like a ringception piece, right? Where we make big rings out of small rings. Something like that. I want to do a dragon sculpture. I want to do the dragon scale pine cone that I originally set out to do with the ringception piece. And I've got, I want to make an actual monkey fist, not using chainmail, and a ball bearing. So we've got that much planned ahead. A lot of work to do. Plus getting all the stuff ready for being a fully productive chainmail, fully production capable chainmail shop, right? Riveted, welded, butted. You know, all the different types of rings. Couple of material selections. Should be good to go. And then I don't, you know. On top of all of the projects that I have that I spend hours on, I still have to do designs for my website. So we'll see. We'll see how much I can get done. So I'm hoping next month. I've been wanting a power supply to do the anodizing. And I've had, you know, I was initially just going to use like 9-volt batteries to do the anodizing for the small titanium pieces that I have. But the reality is that some of the pieces I want to make are going to end up being quite large. How do you make riveted and welded chainmail? Well, I got a little sparkle welder to weld rings closed. And as for riveted, I mean, it's more work than butted chainmail, but you cut your rings so that there's an overlap. You heat them up to soften them up. You flatten the part you want flattened so that you can have a surface with which to punch a hole through, and then once you have your hole, you weave your ring and then you hammer a rivet into it. It's not hard, it's just time consuming, and it's labor intensive. So it's like butted chainmail, just more permanent. Yes. I think the general consensus is that riveted is stronger than welded. Welded is stronger than butted. I don't think I'm out of line for saying that. Just because, like, you can't test weld structures on a tiny little ring at home, so you don't know how complete the weld is, right? All right. How many do I think I've interlocked? Like, how many have I woven? If I did my math right, this is going to be around 40,000 rings. And I'd say I'm somewhere around 30,000. Thanks for the follow. Appreciate you. If I had to venture a guess, how many total in my lifetime? Over 1 million. Probably over 1.5 million at this point. So I wish I was closer to 40,000 with this. And that's a guess. I will tell you what, I will sit down just to make sure I'm not lying to you guys, because I don't know. I recall counting it all out and figuring out how many rings it would take, but that was a long time ago. I could be way off, but I don't think I'm way off. You know, you might have done about 3,000 total. Well, how long have you been making chainmail, Mech? Damn, that's awesome. Thanks, Dan. And remember too, like, I've been doing this for 28 years. So, like Like, you know, like anything, if you just keep doing it, you're going to get a lot done. You've been doing it a few months? You've been doing chainmail for 23 years? Right on. Right on, right on. Yeah, huge difference. 3,000 after a couple months, not that bad at all. The fact that you started, right? Super niche thing, right? Super niche community. And, you know, not a lot of people are exposed to it. Hence why I'm out here, like, on stream doing stuff. Dan, you do this full time as your job? Do you have a website? Do you vend somewhere? You camped out at the Robin Hood Fair in Connecticut. Right on. I've never been up there. Closest I've been up there was the Maryland Renaissance Festival. You have an Etsy shop? Right on, right on. What's the name of your Etsy shop? I don't want to put you on the spot. You don't have to share it with me. Just someone who's been working for 23 years. I'd like to see what you do. That's all. You can be like, piss off, Mr. Internet Man. But if you feel like sharing, feel free to do so. All right. Forge and Fleece. I can't spell. Got some hand flowers, got some dice bags, got some tails. Very cool, very cool. Right on. Very nice. Make a lot of your TikTok is good samples of your work. Oh, okay, poop. I can't switch out of the I can't switch out of the live to go and follow you. Alright. Where am I at here? I don't even know. Your booth has a lot more than your Etsy? Yeah, I get it. Like, vending's one of those things. Vending and maintaining a website is something I'd never want to do, right? I don't envy the people who do it just because updating a website is a pain in the butt for me. And I got a Shopify store, and it's all fairly simple. I don't even sell chainmail. I sell chainmail themed apparel and accessories. And, like, even still, updating my website and keeping up with it is a pain in the butt. So, I don't envy anyone who's got a website that they are trying to keep up with and run their booth. So, you're better at making things and posting listings for those things. 100%. I get that. I am the same way. To the point where I don't even like list any of my chainmail anywhere. I will sell it if someone sees something I'm making on a stream and they want it or they want to make a commission. I'm like, okay, maybe. You can message me and we'll try and work something out. But I'm not going to be trying to list all my stuff on a website. That's too much work for me. It's a struggle, right? Because you're like, I need to make stuff to sell. I don't have time to take hours and hours out of my day to maintain a website. Because then I won't make any stuff to get sold. That's an awesome inlay. You did a not work inlay once and it made your brain bend. Oh, I get it. I get it. If you've been making chainmail for 23 years, let's see here. 96. So you've probably been around the Ringlord Forum, right? You were probably around when Male Artisans International League was big, right? So you've seen some things. I figured. Right on. All right. What am I doing? I don't even know. I'm going up here, but I need to build this out. This portion. This where there's no rings, I need to put rings. If you wanted to make a scale mail shirt, how many rings and scales do you think that would take? You're actually sponsored by TRL? Right on. If you want to make a scale mail shirt, how many rings and scales? Okay, so best I can do is tell you to go look at theringlord.com. Look up if they still have a scale mail shirt kit. And see how many rings they have listed as what it takes to make a shirt. Because I have no reference point. I have their shirt kit. I don't know how many scales it is, but it's a lot. They used to have a scale calculator. They might still. I don't know. I'm not... Oh, the Ringlord. That's all I'm going to say. You're very welcome. Each scale takes 2 rings, so however many scales you need double the amount of rings. I have an old scale shirt kit from the Ringlord that I never ended up using. It's in a bin over there. We'll eventually get to it on stream, right? And I don't plan on making a shirt out of it. I'm going to use it for like pauldrons for shirts, and like I've got 3 shirts I can add pauldrons to out of scale mail, which would be cool. Speaking of sponsorships and vending and stuff, and each scale has a scales per square foot. There you go. I feel the same way most of the time. Yeah. Yup. So, like I mentioned, I design and sell chainmail themed apparel and accessories, right? And I have been thinking about opening up my website for wholesale to chainmail vendors. I'm a long way off from having a retail store of my own. I'm a long way off from vending anywhere. But my store is all set up. And so I know that at a Renaissance festival, like you're usually juried for something. Like if you're selling jewelry, they want to see an example of it before they let you sell it. You can't just sell anything because they want so many retail shops, so many jewelry shops, so many floating hammock shops, so many wand shops, etc., right? That's what I'm asking, right? So, like, as a vendor, I don't know what the Renaissance festivals allow. Like I said, most of them are juried. So I know that a lot of the Renaissance festivals wouldn't allow it. But I don't know all the Renaissance festivals. I don't know all the rules. But as a way to not only promote my product, but help other chainmail artists have stuff that they don't have to physically make, right? In their store that they could make money off of. Might be able to get away with some stuff. It's a show-by-show thing, yeah. That's kind of my understanding. So, but yeah, if you're curious at all about selling, not retail product, selling clothes and blankets and stuff like that, then I think other people would be. And I know people that they don't do Renaissance festivals. They vend a booth. They go to different shows all over the place. God's above and below. I'd love to be able to order some stuff. You'd love to be able to. Well, gotcha. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Yeah, so if I can get it out, you know, at wholesale to other people in the chainmail community, I think that would, like, it makes sense, right? It's in their niche. They don't have to make it. They're already going to go vend where they're going to go vend anyway. All right. Here's another question. Since you run an Etsy shop for a long time, tell me if this makes sense. Because I despise Etsy. I've worked with them for a few years, and then I just got fed up with them, right? As a lot of people have. And Etsy, Amazon, and eBay are probably the biggest offenders right now, right? When I set up my app, I never wanted to include anyone who had an Etsy store on there. Not because I wanted to discriminate against them personally or anything, but because I don't want to be driving traffic to Etsy. I want to have my own little artist section. That way we were, you know, apart and separate, and I would push people towards the artists, you know, who had their own website, and I wouldn't be driving traffic to Etsy, Amazon, or eBay, right? And most people, I don't know about most, a lot of people have shops on Etsy, right? Might have to do as well as the handmade stuff, but not everyone likes handmade. Well, that's the thing too, right? Is like, I find that once people get a hold of something that I've designed, they love it. Right? But it's the problem with trying to sell clothes and blankets and hoodies online is that sizing's always an issue, and the people don't know if they're going to like the feel of it. Right? So, like, they like the design, usually. It's getting that connection between... It's crossing the divide between the human and the item, right? In a way that I can't do on the internet. So, if I ever get a chance to start vending, I will certainly have, you know, all of my chainmail themed stuff. But back to the Etsy, Amazon, eBay question, right? Like, does that policy make sense, right? To have my own little section of artists that I push people towards. And I don't push people towards large marketplaces, right? Because those large marketplaces, they all have their own apps. You know, they all have their own customers. You could probably do okay with your stuff if you have fleece in your name. There you go. Right on. For Amazon and eBay, you get it, but not for Etsy. Because I try to promote my stuff. I try to get people to download my app. And I've got a couple hundred people that have downloaded it. It's not huge or anything, right? So I'm not commanding large portions of the market. But at the same time, you know, am I doing a disservice to... Am I thinking about it the wrong way, I guess is what I'm asking. And as someone who runs an eBay store... You made me think of that question. Because I don't know. I know people were not happy with that, but... I don't know. Yeah, well, the Mailworks app is free. It's for veteran and new chainmail people. You know, veteran chainmail artists and new people new to chainmail, right? It's just like, it's got where to find tutorials, where to find suppliers, you know, where other chainmail people hang out. A lot of resources for beginners, and a lot of resources that can be bookmarked for veterans. You know, it's nothing too special, but it's like a centralized area where all the chainmail resources are listed, right? And I'm trying to make it cohesive and useful. Do you have to go where the people who buy chainmail are? Yeah. No, I get you. I don't love Etsy either. Like the last several sales from them, I was paying for the sale because of their advertisement fees. That's when I was like, I'm done, you know? I don't have to put up with this. All right, what? This, okay, I need to come here, right here, a little bit over, and then 2 rows. Okay. 2 rows, and then that's the start of the W. I got it. All right, 3 rows. How do I make money? Hey, Louie, how you doing? Hang on. How do I make money with your app or for the people using your app? So the app doesn't make me any money. It's a free resource that I use to, like the way I would make money off of it, I would say, hey, download the app. Here's all the resources. Go, you know, join the Discord. Come hang out. There's also a link to my store in there. At some point, go and buy something from the store, right? So the app is like, it just is another place to point to the store, to my website from. Went to a little craft fair the other day, wanted to ask the maker if a weave was Byzantine, but she like actively ignored trying to talk about her wares. Like, you were just curious. Huh. Did it look like that? Yeah, that's Byzantine. She actively ignored you, huh? That's a whole thing. Vending is a whole thing, man. Sometimes you have weird vendors, sometimes you have weird customers. Uh-oh, what happened to my chat? Let's not be getting a very good signal. Seen you do it a time, never felt it. You're Juan Swanson, I know more than you. You don't get to artists who don't want to talk to the customers about chainmail. I don't either. I mean, you know, to each their own, but like, I know that a lot of the female chainmail artists, I've seen a lot of them make complaints about customers coming up, looking at their stuff and going, oh, did your husband make that? Right? So I can understand their frustration with, you know, silly customers. But I mean, I've run into weird vendors too. And it's like, I was trying to buy a horn off a guy. It was a cow horn, right? But the ones you can make music with, not a drinking horn. It's not a hidden craft. If people want to learn, they will, yeah. Most of the best chainmail artists you know are women? Me too. You've been around long enough that our idea of who the best chainmail artists are is probably pretty similar. Ended up finding an oddity store and bought 9/11 painted quarter, so you got that instead. Right on. But yeah, there's trying to talk to a guy about getting a horn, and I was not trying to be rude, but I didn't want one that he had in his stall, right? Because I only wanted one that could just do the music. That's all I needed. I didn't need $100-$200 worth of leather and silver work, as he kept putting it. Right? I just wanted the bear horn with the functionality of it. And he got real weird about it, right? Because I wanted to decorate the horn myself with chainmail, because of course I would want to do that, right? So that was at Texas Renaissance Festival, actually, and I have yet to find another vendor that has a horn that can hit 4 notes. So I've looked. Who do I think the best chainmail or scale mail artists are? Well, I think with as far as chainmail goes, as far as females, I think Lisa Ellis is probably the best with her Starry Night logo, or Starry Night out of Moorish Rose. I don't know if I know of a female that has done better work than that. But most of the weaves that are designed come from women. The color schemes that they come up with are from women, because they want pretty stuff, you know? I'm not good at that. What's the lady's full screen name? She was on here the other day and she hits fairs and stuff. Astrid.Wolf from Draffen Mail. So ASTRID. Wolf is WOLFE. And she's pretty good too. I think she's very much the type that if she wasn't vending, right, she'd be doing more kick-ass big projects than anything I'm doing. So you like the colors she picks? Yeah. That really is beautiful and absolutely mind-blowing. Yeah. If you've never seen the Moorish Rose Van Gogh of Starry Night, or the Van Gogh's Starry Night done in Moorish Rose. Moorish Rose is the name of a chainmail weave. You're missing out. It's freaking cool. It is known, you know the artist, one of the very best scale mail artists out there. It is known as very good. Come on. Just look it up. It's stunning. Yeah, it's nuts. She gets the best models and photographers too. She does. Velvet Zebra, is that their freaking name? I don't actually know who runs the username or the Instagram. I think it's called Velvet Zebra. They make some crazy stuff. I don't know who they are though. But I was thinking, as far as like you mentioned models. I don't know if they use models. I've just seen some of their crazy stuff. Yeah. It's nuts, right? Like, makes everything I do seem like child's play. Hey Chris, how you doing? Just want to do small inlays sometime as a Christmas gift. Is there a non-complicated way to figure out how to take a picture or design and turn it into a template, or anyone that does it for a small fee type of thing? You can't figure out the Pavre program thing. From Zlost.com, that program, the irregular grid painter program. So, if that's the one, I'm assuming that's the one, that's the only one I know of, right? Go back through and make sure that you read all the instructions on the page that you downloaded it from, right? So go to Zlost.com, go to the Irregular Grid Painter download page, and read through all the instructions, because I know that a lot of people don't have, like, they download what they think they need. There's like, you have to download X before Y or something like that on that page, because I just read it recently, and I didn't realize that. So make sure that's down. Make sure you have what you need downloaded first, right? The second thing is that the Chain Nerd, August Grappin over at the Chain Nerd, and his friend, I don't remember her name, thechainnerd.com, they will, for a small fee, put up a design for you, put together a design for you, right? If you do have everything downloaded and it's just not working. All right, Dan, you have a good night. I appreciate you hanging out. Get some good rest. Do all of you use Google Sheets or like whatever the Microsoft program is, like cross stitchers? So that's what Chris is asking about. But cross stitching, what's the little plastic pellets that you put together? Perler beads, right? Perler bead design programs. Cross stitch knitting, any of those programs where you can like do a layout of colors and everything, they'll all work. You're very welcome, Chris. If you have any questions or if I can help in any other way, please let me know. Cross stitch is the sewn X forms. Yeah, I know that I've seen plenty of people take a cross stitch pattern and turn it into a chainmail inlay. That's the thing with like the Moorish Rose one, that there's no way you could do that with any of those patterns. It's just an insane thing that she went and did, and it's amazing. So that is my number 2 most astonishing. Like, if there is a 7 wonders of the chainmail world, right? Moorish Rose is number 2. Not Moorish Rose. Van Gogh's Starry Night in Moorish Rose is number 2. What's number 1, you ask? Thought you wouldn't do it. Number 1 is, I forget. I did a video on it. Hang on. I'll tell you in a second. It's called... Whoa. What is that? There. Okay. No. See if this will work. Is that it? No. It's called... Crap. Okay, I'm not gonna find it on Google. I'd have to look it up. What the name of it is. Okay, so anyway, what it is a chainmail inlay. There's over 400,000 rings in it. It's of a image from a book. It was like a prayer book from the medieval time period, and it looks like a medieval tapestry, all out of chainmail. There's a helpful app if I need it. Yeah, I don't think that's in the app just yet. But yeah, 9:53. Right on. But it's this huge chainmail inlay that of what is essentially a medieval tapestry. It's crazy. So that's my number 1. Number 2 is Van Gogh's Starry Night and Moorish Rose. What's my number 3? Number 3 is hard to figure out because there's like a giant scale mail Maryland flag. Maryland flag's pretty cool. And this thing's like 15 feet across, about like 10 feet high or something. It's huge. Okay. Joshua Bracken did a huge POW MIA flag. I'd have to go through and really like look at the details of each project, you know, ring count, what weave they used, how it's displayed, all that kind of stuff to figure out. And I meant to do that. That was supposed to be a whole series, right? Where I just talk a little bit about chainmail stuff, you know, giant chainmail pieces. Okay, one more row and then maybe I'll get to that at some point. It's like I need to get back to, I tried to make a video the other day on what's going on with this cube, right? So I'm almost at 16 rows on each side, right? There's almost, there's almost 22,331 some odd rings in this. Almost, not quite. I'm like 1,000 off, right? Because I'm missing a layer and some change. At 16 rows on each side, 22,000 rings. To get from here to the 20 by 20 by 20 cube that I want to make, I am only halfway, right? What have you named the cube? Does it have a name like a kid or is it a sculpture? I don't know, but someone, I can't pronounce their username, comes in here every couple of streams or so and asks for Bob, and he calls this Bob. So I don't typically name things. Like, my wife names her cars. I've never named a car. Does it have a name like as a kid or as a sculpture? Yeah. Well, we'll travel to Wisconsin to babysit Bob or just see him in real life. There you go. Yeah, come say hi and babysit the cube. Oh, you're a fib. You're a fib who know. I saw a video the other day of a bunch of people who did not know what a fib was. I was like, how? I learned what a fib was when I lived in Idaho. Over 2 decades ago. Born in New York. Alright, so, you know, not that bad then. Tolerable. Tolerable. You learned what a fib was when you lived in Iowa? Yeah. All shade thrown to Illinoisans. I'm married to one. Your Youper friend taught me. Yeah. I bet there's a lot of people that don't know what a Youper is either. Which, understandable, it's a Midwest thing, right? But the video was about people that lived in Illinois not knowing what a fib was. So I was like, how can you live in this portion of the world and not know what it is? I don't know. Whatever. Not my business how you don't know. Went up to the UP before you went to the Mitten. There you go. I've never been to the UP. Been to Michigan. Long time ago. Not any time recently. I don't leave my house anymore. Or I try not to, if I don't have to. I've got too much work to do here. So maybe once I'm done with all this crap down here, I'll go somewhere, but unless I have to take the kiddo somewhere, or like we're doing family stuff, I'm home. Hey Charlie, how you doing? Hopping in just at the last minute here. All right. We are that was weird. comment section just went all wonky on the main channels. Whatever. Oh, where was I? Here we go. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate you. All right. This is as good a place as any. Let me go ahead and hold this up and show everyone what we got done. No, it was on the mainstream, like Facebook, X, YouTube, and Twitch. All right, so we've got that W and that A they're kind of like oddly shaped right now because there's a whole portion missing. Once that portion is in, they should shape right up, right? But that's kind of looking better. I like it a lot better than I did before we started. So, what is the weight on this thing right now? I just put a... Oh, that's what I was going to tell you. I was trying to make a video of the cube earlier in the progress, and like the fact that I'm halfway to where I want to be, or I'm almost halfway, right? But I was going to weigh the cube in the video, and I went and found out that my scale was dead. So I had to go, and I paid $15, or no, $20, $23 for 6 batteries from Walgreens. Just to make sure I never run out. I got some other stuff in the house that runs off these. You will say Bob, the cuboidal blob, is really a cute name for him, though. Charlie's cube is so sick. All right, let's weigh the cube. What does the cube weigh? 1 pound, 14.4 ounces. That's not bad. So that's what that is 30.4 ounces, right? So what's 30 times 704? All right, let's see if we can ball this up so that it gets weighed. For this is 3 pounds, 1.7 ounces so far. So it might end up being 4.5, 5 pounds, maybe. I don't know how much more we have to add. 1.5 pounds is what we got to add. The batteries cost what a new... What does that say? What a new one... The batteries cost what a new scale costs? Yeah, pretty much. Alright. So 3 pounds. However much it was. Right? So if you haven't already, I am trying to get to 10,000 followers so I can get a stream key so I don't have 2 streams going on at the same time, 3 different comment sections, right? So please follow along, help me reach my goal. If you haven't already, once we're done here, go check out the video I made. There's 2 videos, one of the saddlebags not attached to the bike, and 2, the first one is of my saddlebags, the big chainmail project I just got finished up yesterday. Go take a look at that. Check that out. Give it a like and a share. It's an awesome project. I'm glad it's done. I'm very happy. So go check that out. Head Shop's got the best scales. Don't lose this view though. This is your favorite, even though you follow the Facebook and the Twitch. I did change it the other day. You prefer this view for TikTok? I'll have to maybe I can find a way to keep it. The issue is my attention is my natural inclination is to look in front of me, right? I've got 2 comment sections right here to follow, and then when comments don't populate, they show up on the main screen, right? So, all right. You like seeing you work in the workspace? You've got 2 different screens? Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Okay. We'll see what we can do about that. All right? I won't promise anything. And who knows, right? Well, 2 things. There can always be a third camera, right? I can have a completely different angle on what I show X, YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook, right? Than what I do to TikTok, just based on how I set the cameras up, right? So, if we want to keep a camera at this angle, we would have to buy another camera, which I'm not ready to do yet, but I'm not unwilling to do it either. Does that make sense? It's only little me, so it's got to go, you understand? The eye contact isn't that important, but the angle is great for you on mobile at least? Okay. We'll see how it goes. I don't saying feel like this video is more inclusive and personal. Hey, you know, it's been working. We're almost to 10,000. Stuff's clearly working out just fine so far. But, alright, so if you haven't given me a follow, please give me a follow. Go watch the video of the motorcycle with the new chainmail covered saddlebags on it. It's pretty awesome. We'll figure out streaming angles later. I'm normally here 8:30 to 10 most nights of the week, chilling, making cool stuff out of chainmail. If anybody's watching has any questions on where to get started, there is a link to the Mailworks app in my link tree on TikTok. Excuse me. And in there is a link to a Discord that you can get into, and there's several skilled chainmail artists there that, including myself, I'm a little bit skilled, right? That can all help answer your questions and help point you in the right directions to getting started or help on a weave or whatever. So if you have any questions, that's where I'd point you to. What else? Please go follow my other socials. They are also in my link tree. Help me build all those channels. I don't know what the future holds for any one platform. I'm assuming they're all just going to stay around and compete with each other. That's what I think is going to happen. I don't know. We'll find out. But I'd rather, you know, if I lose you on TikTok or if I lose you on Facebook or wherever, you know, I'd rather, if you're following someone else, if you're following me somewhere else, not if you're following me someone else. If you're following me somewhere else, then, you know, we won't lose each other. And I appreciate you guys for hanging out. For people hanging out, this is how much I appreciate you. If you like to see what I'm doing and you want to help me continue to make chainmail, please go to my website. It's myusername.com. That's also in my link tree. And get yourself something nice. Use discount code LIVESTREAM to get 20% off any item in the store. It's my way of saying thanks to you guys for hanging out and for being supportive. And if you want to help me fund projects like what I'm doing right now, please go and get yourself something and get 20% off. Just LIVESTREAM, one word, all lowercase. All right, and I appreciate those of you who have purchased and, you know, helping me continue to do this. All right. You got a great personality. You don't even weave. It's great art to watch. You want followers to follow again. You're the only person who actually watches stuff. Live stream, 20% code. Yes. Please go find something you like. If you don't see anything you like and you have suggestions for designs or something, feel free to give me a holler. All right. I'll try. I will see what I can do. All right. Thank you all so much for hanging out. I'm going to get out of here. It's a Friday night. Go enjoy your weekend. I'll probably be on later this weekend. We'll see. Sometimes family stuff comes up. Sometimes it doesn't. But you all have a wonderful evening. Bye.